Yo, welcome back from the desk of low. Yo, we have a very, very special guest in the building now because we had a lot of superstars, but this might be the most famous guest we had right here. Man, when he said that Drake was the fourth member of Dead Set, I'm like, yo, we gotta get this gentleman on the show. He gets better with every album. As a young teen, I've been watching him since On My Way to Church, and now he's back in his prime. But I say he never left his prime. I'd like to welcome to the show, one and only, Jim Jones.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, bro. How you feeling?
Oh, how we doing good over here, Jim? How you doing? How's the weather where you at? You in Miami, LA?
And I'm in New York. I'm in New York right now. The weather's kind of gloomy. It was a little rain, but we gonna be all right.
Yeah, I was expecting a Capo report with this album dropping. Capo, how come you don't do the weather, man? I'll tune into that every day.
I'm trying. Maybe I might get a weather job soon.
Hey, yo, if you come to Canada, I may talk to my people, get you a nice CTV job doing the weather. Yo, we pay real nice up in Canada. So Capo, I just wanna ask you a few questions now. You've been releasing projects at a rapid pace lately now too. You drop fully produced projects with the Heat Makers, Harry Frauds, the classic Lobby Boy Shag. Yo, that's my jams right there. But lately, you've been on a roll with Hitmaker now. So I was curious now too. How hard is it to hold all this music? Because I remember you previewed Gunshots a year ago, and you start off the album with that. So how hard is it to hold on to hits and hits and hits that you got?
um, it all prioritizes itself. When you start to make these projects, and I didn't have a real date, so I knew what I had up against me. I just wanted to tuck all Americans until I got closer to till we figured out a date that we were shooting for, and that's all we did was kept them in the safe. And in the meantime, I started putting out other projects like the Lobby Boy project, and I started helping my artists out with their projects. But now is the perfect time, and now we out.
One thing I like about you, Jim, now is you're not afraid to find new talent because you can be a gentleman that keeps all the stardom to yourself, but you like to share the stardom. That's what I like. So I'm curious now, too, when making this project, would you say this is your most radio friendly project? Because I've been watching you since on my way to church, my brother.
This is definitely by far my most radio friendly project. It's definitely a bit different from what people used to hearing Jim Jones do, but this is a vibe. This is a project, it's a vibe, and it's definitely a good vibe. I've been getting a lot of great responses for it, so I appreciate everybody who's been supporting the album and playing the album, downloading, streaming. Appreciate all that.
See, like with this album now too, like yeah, you got a lot of radio friendly records now too. But yo, even the stuff that you give us for the streets, man, like yo, bet it all. I like how you still work my man Trav, man, because a lot of people don't know Trav put in a lot of work behind the scenes.
Yeah, Trav is a good brother, man. That's my brother Trav. He been with me for years and years now, man. Probably going on 10, 12 years straight. And
Right.
he's been a part of pretty much all of my projects that I released in the past 10, 12 years, and
Yeah.
which is great as we look back at all the records that we did together. Me and Trav got a lot of records together.
Now you out here collecting like the infinity stones of these producers out here, like Heat Makers, Harry Fraud, Hitmaker, yo, what's next, Dr. Dre? But yo, I'm curious, Jones. How is it recording this project with Hitmaker as opposed to your other projects that you record?
Um, Not to say that it's an easy process to do music, but he made it fairly easier for the way he sets up the records and stuff like that. Like you don't have to do too much when he lays the records out. The hooks are there, the
Yes,
beat
sir.
sequence is already there. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just a real good feeling to get that type of help on a record and shit like that. Man, he's a monster at what he do. He's a scientist. He knows exactly what he's doing. So I just trusted what he was doing. I just followed suit.
Now, see, with this project now, too, I know you've been working on it for like a long time now, too, but we got 8 tracks, and yo, as the fans, yo, we greedy as hell. So, yo, why only 8 tracks, Capo?
Um, well, 4 tracks I couldn't get the samples actually cleared. I'm still working on the samples for the 4 tracks also, so I could come back and make a deluxe and everybody could get the full project. But that was the reason that we had to turn it from a LP to an EP.
Ah, so you don't consider this an LP? This is a quick EP, okay.
Hmm.
So with this project now too, like I like to say it's like your most radio friendly project now too. But when coming into this project now too, what made you start off with Gunshots? Like you could have easily started out with something else. 'Cause, like this is a
Um,
artist Beam, but a lot of people don't know Beam.
just just the fact that this I knew this album was a very radio friendly album, records that females would definitely jump on. So, and I know it wasn't the regular Jim Jones type of music, so I wanted to start off with some shit that they could relate to when it comes to Jim Jones before we got into all the other spicy music.
Even like, but I like how you like almost ended off with status update. Like you got really personal on that track, and I honestly wasn't expecting it. I was like, damn, like I wouldn't mind a full album when Jim gets really personal like that. Whatever crossed your mind, Jim?
um, I mean, yeah, I got a lot of personal shit that I could talk about, but it'd be scary at times to talk about shit from my past. You never know out here, man. The world is changing and things like that. So, I try to keep it at a minimum. But maybe we might get a little bit more of that this year. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Now, as an artist who's a veteran in this game now too, because like you got to admit, you've seen a lot within the change within the music industry and how social media is now too. Do you think social media is good or bad for hip hop?
Social media is a great thing for hip hop. For society and life, a bad thing, but for hip hop, it's a great thing. For marketing tools and promotional strategies is great. For connectivity, for reaching your fan base is great. It's a great tool. Social media, period. We didn't have that when we first started doing music. So these people are lucky to have that engagement where they can reach fans at the drop of a button. Whereas we had to go on promo tours and go to states, kiss babies, all type of things to reach fans when we started music.
See, like even now too, like when you said Drake was the fourth member of Dipset, because we in Canada, that's like that's like our hope. But I gotta ask Capo, when's the Drake feature on this, man? I was hoping we gonna jump on.
Shouts to Drizzy, man. Appreciate that boy highly, man. That's my geyser for real. Who knows, man? At this point, just building a bond with Drake is better than doing the music, man. I do believe if music is in line, then it's gonna happen. God don't lie. But right now, just appreciate the brotherhood that we have with the OVO and shit like that. Them guys are some good guys, great spirits, great to hang out with. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, legendary nights.
The Apollo energy was unforgettable. Will never be duplicated. You know what I mean? So I tip my hat to them guys.
So I gotta ask Jim, like, because we went there and they don't really put it on the tube. What song did you perform at? Did you perform Ballin'? Like, what classic did you perform, Capo, at the Apollo?
Well, we did at the joint. We did balling, of course, and then we did certified. I did certified gangster.
Oh, you did. So you took it back
Yeah,
to
the
the
second,
debut.
the second day. I did certified gangster, so that was dope.
So as a veteran, is it hard to like stay inspired nowadays, knowing that you've been putting in work since the early '90s with this music?
When you can't stay inspired and you can't stay motivated, you gotta stay consistent.
I like that now too because I don't like how in this day and age like the attention span is so short. Like we'd be banging one album next day and then they'll be on to something else. But somebody who loved music in the early 2000s, like we care to love albums now too. So do you aim to like make classic albums that last a lifetime? Like let's say a Hustler's Chrome or a Pray for My Rain.
Um, I, 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 I plan to make great music. I plan to get a great feeling when I make music. And hopefully with this great music and this good music that I make, this is something that turns into timeless pieces of music and literature that people can always reflect and go back to and listen to.
Now, before I let you go, Capo, like for you to actually, be in the game for so long, would come back with wasted talent after a 7 year hiatus now too. How important is it to collaborate with your peers within NYC? Because I see you collaborating with Benny, Fat Joe, French, like upstate. Like, how is it important to collaborate with your peers?
Um, it's definitely important to be able to collaborate with your peers amongst all the respect. When the respect is there, everything else sky's the limit. But to be in New York City and being able to do music with my comrades and colleagues and my peers and things like that is a great feeling. New York is a very, very competitive place. It's a very, very competitive city. So be able to be on the same page with other artists and make some great music is dope.
Now, like I got before, you got a favorite ad lib of yours, Jim?
Oh man, a favorite ad lib.
You got some legendary
Bunch,
legends. Like,
a
sometimes
bunch of them.
sometimes
Hey
my
baby,
favorite is Yo
hey
Daddy.
baby, probably my favorite one.
Which one?
Hey baby.
Oh, okay. You taking it to Summertime Miami. Now, Cap,
Yeah,
before I let you go now, too, with the day and age in media now, too, with people telling their life stories through TV, like the Wu-Tang American Saga now, too, has the thought ever coming up of telling the Jim Jones story, just Jim Jones soloing?
um, yeah, I actually was talking to somebody the other day that I want to start creating a television show called 5H, and it's
Oh, God, the
all,
apartment.
all, all the stories when we was in the apartment before the stardom actually happened. Because
Because
you know, when you get to the diplomats and we get into the stardom, everybody has their own take on what actually happened.
now
And
Jim
5H,
Jones,
5H, that was my domain. I could tell a story I want to tell because that was my domain. Yo, everybody was guests in my house. That's my story.
and even like with like that, if Disney comes to and dropped the bag now too and said that you had to change something like that, would you be like, nah, because all money ain't good money?
I mean, it depends. We dealing with TV and things like that, so you know, everything is sensationalized at the end of the day. But if I get my point across with the story that I'm portraying, and I feel that it's authentic, a couple changes of a TV won't help me, and it won't hurt me at all. It's TV anyway.
Hey, yo, Capo, yo, I'm sorry to wake you up, man. Yo, we appreciate you joining us from the desk below. Yo, you ever been to Canada before I let you go?
Yeah, I've been to Canada a couple times. Actually, Drake has sent me a flyer of 2004
Two
Caribbean
of you
performance
guys did. I
that
remember that two of you all did in
that
Canada.
that we did. And I was looking at that flyer like, wow. I actually asked him, "Was you at this concert?" And I never, I didn't get an answer. I didn't get an answer. But next time I see him or talk to him, I'm gonna ask him, did he actually attend that concert? Because that would be fucking awesome if you did, like, Drake as a kid attended a Diplomat concert in Canada and then send me the flyer in 2023 is fucking crazy.
It's
Word,
kill full circle, yo. He probably
full
was at
circle.
that show.
Word up, full circle, man, full circle.
Hey, yo, Capo, man, we appreciate you, man. When you come to Canada, let me know. I've got some big gas for you.
Definitely, we gonna pull up on you soon, soon. Soon as I get everything straight, I'm coming to Canada.
Yes, sir. All right, yo. Anyway, yo, it's from Desk Below. It's a monumental moment. Anyway, yo, Capo, peace, my guy.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much.